Well, remarkably, it's another really clear night. Second one in under a week. That's pretty amazing considering over the last couple of months been shrouded in grey. But I'm not complaining. It's a really clear night. The plan is to check out the ASKAR FRA 300 on a narrowband target to see how well it performs. I'm Dr. Ray and welcome to Astrogage. I'm going to try and image the Heart Nebula. It's a really nice emission nebula, lots of nice colours, lots of stars in the field, so it should give us a pretty good indication of its performance. Well, let's get going.
Stand by for action!
Moving to target. Slew complete.
Well, it's been an absolutely awesome night. It's been really clear. I mean, if this horrible moon, that's not horrible moon, I like the moon, but the moon's quite high up in the sky at the moment, but the sky itself's very clear. I think without the moon it would be absolutely exceptional. Where I live now, the skies are incredibly clear and transparent. As I said before, I think we've got a Bortle 3-4 here as opposed to a 5-6 where I used to live. So it's midnight. That cloud I talked about earlier has started to come over. It's quite high, but it's degrading the quality of the imaging. So I think I'm going to call it a night now, despite the conditions. Latterly, I think it's been a good test of the new telescope. Tomorrow, let's go and process the data, and hopefully it'll turn out really nice, or not. We'll see. Catch you later. Well folks, that was a bit of a romp through the processing. I didn't really have the time to go into all of the processing in lots of detail. I don't think it was really purpose of this particular video, but I just wanted to again give you a sort of idea of what my particular workflow is. And while we're on that subject, you know, I use PixInsight. You'll probably noticed, well, I have been using in this particular workflow some new tools, free tools actually, that are designed to help you get a Hubble-like narrowband rendition in your image from a one-shot color camera. And these tools, they're free, you can download them yourself, and they've been written by a guy called Bill Blanchett, and they're absolutely fantastic, and really simplify the process. So, and again, another shout out to Luke at Lucomatico Astrophotography channel. He does some absolutely excellent video tutorials on how to use these particular tools to the best effect, far better than anything I could do. And he also, not only does he do the videos, he's made he's put them on an external drive where you can actually access these tools yourself and download them to use in PixInsight. So good on you. Well worth checking these channels out. The other tool that I use in that workflow is not free, but you can evaluate it for a free trial period, and that's a Blur Exterminator. It does exactly what it says in the tin. It actually sort of sharpens up subtle detail. It really does make quite a difference to your images, and it will also correct any abnormalities present in your star shape. Very good tool. I used it for the trial period, and I was so impressed I bought it. You know, it says like one of these 1970s adverts, but never mind. It's available from download from rcastro.com. It costs about, in UK money, it was about £95 or something. But again, a fantastic plugin for PixInsight. So, back to the scope. What did I think of the scope? Well, the ASKAR 300 FRA Pro, I'm well impressed with it. I've used it now on broadband and narrowband targets, and I think it's performed really well. It's well built, and the Patesville design it incorporates provides a high degree of correction for both chromatic aberration and for field curvature. Both of these aberrations are very, I can put it, prevalent in refractor type telescopes, and particularly so in short focal length refractor telescopes such as this particular instrument, and I feel it's done a really good job in controlling them. And the other thing about the Patesville design is back focus is no longer an issue in your imaging train, provided you can get your image in focus. Then the field curvature will be corrected, which is great. So that, you know, if you're swapping imaging configurations from one telescope to another, you don't have to worry about changing spaces or measuring back focus. It's all done internally, which is absolutely fantastic. The star shapes are good to the corners of the field of view. There is no significant haloing around the stars. So again, the Patesville design is doing its job in this particular instrument. The ASI 2600 MC Pro, when used with this particular telescope, gives a field of view of about 4.5 to just under 3 degrees, and that's very similar to what the EDPH2 gave with the focal reducer, which was 4.7 degrees but just about 3.25 degrees. So very similar fields of view using that particular camera with this instrument. The other thing to say about this particular camera, the ASI 2600. It has a pixel size of 3.75 microns, which means when used with this instrument there is a degree of undersampling. And as I said in the last video, for wide field astrophotography it's not so much of an issue. You really have to pump the magnification up on the image to actually detect it. So it's, you know, in this particular situation, for this particular instrument, it really isn't an issue. You have to be pixel peeping to see it. Also, if you are kind of concerned about that aspect of it, then you can actually mitigate it completely by doing what's called drizzling during the stacking process. I think I'll maybe do a video on that because it's quite a useful feature in the processing scheme of things. I think the pixel size of the 2600 MC Pro is a pretty good compromise for most applications, to be honest with you, unless you've got the money and resources to perfectly tailor a camera to whatever telescopes you have. Then, you know, as I say, it's a pretty good compromise in my opinion, at least. At around about £1,000 UK money, it's not a particularly cheap telescope. However, when you consider that other astrographs of similar specification can be up to 3 to 4 times that, I think, you know, and what I've seen so far, I think it represents excellent value for money. I really do. I think it performs very well. I think it performs excellently for an instrument at that price point and that specification. Right, folks, well, I hope you find that interesting and informative, and that's it all for this session today. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like the content, please give us a thumbs up, and again, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything, it just simply means you get a heads up to any future content that I may produce. So thanks again, and remember, keep watching the skies.
Watch the skies everywhere. Keep looking. Keep watching the skies.